Why does it start off on mute?
Well, I think that the whole digital transformation thing, which, let's be honest, was a bit of a buzzword for the last few years, didn't really mean a great deal. It was just a way for big companies to charge exorbitant fees for who knows what kind of consulting. But, I think what's happened has sped up that whole digital transformation enormously now. And, we're at the point now where working from home is now, it's the norm almost. Despite a lot of people not liking it, there are those that do.
Yeah, too right. I think for me personally, I was keen to get back into the office as soon as possible.
Most were, I think.
Sorry?
Most were, I think.
I like to have that separation away from my home life and my work life, and I create that environment in my office to be totally set apart, totally different. And then at least when I get home of an evening, I can make sure that the laptop's not coming out, and I'm present there with my family.
There's a quote that I saw, which I'd like to repeat here, which is, "There is much to talk about who gets what, but no one is getting anything until someone takes the first step. Go above and beyond to do what's needed to get the takings." James Lim.
We also now set little social media projects and get them to create a little portfolio project around social media. So again, it further gives credibility to their application and just shows that they are prepared to put themselves out there and to give something before taking something.
And that's really the interesting thing about what's going on with social media today, is everybody is their own little creative agency, right? I spoke to somebody the other day and said, I'm not very good at video editing. I've never done it before. However, you're on TikTok all day long and Instagram and Snapchat and all these things, and you are putting mini videos together on almost a daily basis, right? So it's just taking those skills and adapting them slightly. But I mean, when you started this journey 7 years ago in the previous company, none of this was around back then. I mean, half of those platforms I just mentioned weren't even created back then. So, I mean, clearly your sector's changed considerably over the last few years.
It's really interesting because people talk about immigrants going to the US, for example, right? Because there is the American dream. And okay, you wasn't coming in from Vietnam, you was coming in from Ireland, but was there a sentiment of there is a British dream, or there is an English dream, or there is a European dream, or was there a particular vision at that point?
Do you know, Sean, it hadn't occurred to me until you asked that question, but what I discovered arriving in London was there was a bit of anti-Irishness over here, but the one thing that I noticed was the opportunity was unreal. Ireland at that point was quite oppressive. It was very paramilitary, Northern Ireland and Belfast, and there was a lot of fear. I arrived in London and it was like this huge weight had been lifted off me, and nobody was bothered whether you were Catholic or Protestant. Nobody was bothered about any of that stuff. People didn't even really understand it. So what I realized was there was just so much opportunity, and anybody could be anything if they worked hard enough for it. So, I might have had challenges, might have had some, adversity in terms of, had to work harder to push ahead. But I think in general terms, it was just an unbelievable experience of arriving in London, this amazing city at 18 years old, and thinking that absolutely there's, opportunities are boundless here.
I'm also someone who likes to build something. So it started with Legos when I was a kid. As I grow older, I thought to myself, I want to build my life and my own life. So that in order to do that, I need to create my own opportunity, which is obviously running my own business and doing what I like to do most.
And, there's certain things that I've carried forward into my businesses, and especially with this business here, what we're doing here. And there's, the company motto of whatever it takes, right? And you and I were talking about this the other day. And we live and breathe that. And you said to me, hey, you remember that was above the doorway in the offices that we used to have, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you turned up to our office and that was a big sign above the door. Whatever it takes. And it is, I mean, that's the whole philosophy in which I've built our company right from the start. It's in our DNA right from our first employee up to 80 people that we have today. So everybody knows it's whatever it takes, and business never sleeps is our other motto. In our company there is no 9 to 5. We've got massive respect for anybody who wants that, and wants that type of job and wants that sort of career, but it's just not for us. So anybody who's got that sort of mindset, 9 to 5 type of mindset, or just wants a job, then it's great. Full respect to you. It's just that we're not the right company for you. And whether you decide to turn up early, work late, put in the extra hours, or whether you just decide to treat it like a job and think you're entitled, then that's those characteristics. I think a lot of people don't realize that when they go into business, everything you've done up until that point is a rehearsal. And
it was really tough to fight with tens and thousands of companies for local businesses. But this opportunity came to me, and I was thinking to myself, yeah, it's tough. But if I don't do it, somebody else will. So I told myself exactly that. I don't ask for anything yet until I get there. I show them that I will do it first without asking for anything. Once I prove myself, and that's when I start to ask for more things. And that's exactly what happened to me. I kind of, within that organization that came to me, I kind of climbed my career path, climbed that way. A lot of things were given first before I took back some.
But 99.9% of people who are successful or wealthy or really happy have earned it over time, and they've paid the price, and then they've had the reward. So, and actually to me, it's just like going back to, it's the law of the farm really, which is, you've got to plant it, you've got to water it, and you've got to grow it over time. And for me, it's about work ethic. You've got to put in the work before you can have the rewards. And I think in my early business career, I left Ireland without an education. And so there were people that were better educated than me, and there were people that were far, far smarter than I was, but there was nobody ever going to outwork me, nobody. So that work ethic is what created, the business I've got today, and has helped me throughout that whole journey, really. So.
All right, take care, Sean. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for that. Bye.
Yeah. Cheers, Sean.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Bye.